Hi, friend, and welcome to another episode of the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I am your host, Allison Alchemia. I am so honored to be here with you today. I'm going to do my very best to keep today's episode short and sweet. Sometimes that works out, sometimes that doesn't. That's okay. I've had so much channeling through my system for the last 24 hours. I've actually been channeling really consistently, minute by minute, for going on 16 or 17 hours. And so I'm going to do my best to stay as focused as possible. Hi, I have some people, some friends joining live. It's so good to see you. So you guys know that my brain goes all over the place. So just like buckle up and we are going to do the best that we can. Let's see, let me tune in. So yes, I was talking with someone earlier today, someone that I dearly love and I speak with on a daily basis. To protect the innocent, I'm going to keep all personal information private. However, she was sharing something with me today about something that she went through that was so uncomfortable, but it was like this deep growth spurt experience. And it did have to do with perceptions of money and manifestations and all kinds of things like that. It also had to do with like detangling from karmic entanglements of the past with past relationships. I mean, it was a pretty deep conversation, but we landed on a concept that I really wanted to transmit for you guys today. And that concept is, okay, this is so simple. What I'm about to say is so simple, it's ridiculous. But this is what we have been conditioned to believe, that our reality is so complex and that you have to have a PhD in quantum physics to understand it. You don't, okay? Because what I'm about to tell you can unlock the entire universe for you. Are you ready? Everything is perception. Everything is perception. Everything, full stop. The end. So like in this particular scenario, this loved one was taking her son to a huge event about something that he was really passionate about. And just even going to the event was costing time and money and resources and energy. And it was a stretch even to get there. Well, then they got there and he found something that he just loved and adored, and he really wanted to bring it home. Well, bringing it home was a further investment that was not a small investment of more money that was not even budgeted, right? And so there was like this breakdown moment of like, oh my God, like I need to fall back on this old pattern of this old belief that I have with money to be able to provide this, because if I don't, then this is happening. So some old patterns, came out there, but what was really happening was that she was experiencing the new version of herself in a situation that would freak out the old version of her based on old patterned beliefs. So the perception was affecting the outcome. Now she stretched into it. She stepped up and she moved through the discomfort with grace and ease and achieved the desired outcome and came home and processed it later. But as I was listening to this, I'm like, dude, like what you just did was you embodied the newer version of you that is creating new patterns because it has new perceptions and beliefs. So if we believe, okay, if you believe, let's get personal here. If you believe that there are limited resources, you will behave as if you have limited resources. Period. If you believe that you have unlimited resources, you will behave as if you have unlimited resources. And furthermore, not only will you behave that way, the outer world, the 3D world, will match that. Now that's where this whole like quantum manifestation thing gets sticky for people, because they're like, Allison, I can sit around and like think and believe and meditate all day long, but my 3D circumstances don't change. Okay, well, hold on just a second. That's okay. They will change. They will. I promise you. I can absolutely guarantee it. They will change. However, this is where we need to think about the quantum principle. What does quantum physics and this whole like quantum reality hinge on? It hinges on one thing: light. Light. Okay? If you start studying quantum biology, you'll really understand and see that like everything that we do on this planet that we call home revolves around light, right? Everything, literally everything. And light carries information. It's encoded, okay? The sun is blasting us with neutrinos every single second of our existence. Okay, so if we are existing in this soup of light, and if we are existing in this place that where everything has a frequency, these snake earrings that are like dangling on the camera as I'm talking to you guys has a frequency. My heart has a frequency. My voice has a frequency. You have a frequency. Your soul has a frequency. Your desires has a frequency. Like everything, a thought, every single thought. I can't remember how many thoughts we have per day. What is it? Like something like 50,000, 100,000. I don't even know. Probably more than that. I don't know. Every single one of those thoughts has a frequency. Okay. So we live in this frequency light infused soup where the light is carrying this information. And we have to realize we've created it. We have created it. You have created it. You have created your existence, your reality. I can get a lot of pushback from this from a lot of religious groups. I don't care. Been there, I did that. Drink all of the Kool-Aid. I actually have a college degree in it. But what the conditioning, there's been so much conditioning that comes in on top of the actual teachings, the actual true teachings, to where we can't see the truth. And if we can't see it, then guess what we cannot do. If we can't see the truth, then we can't believe it, and we can't co-manifest with it. Okay? Are you hanging with me so far? I might have lost some people right there when I started saying like we created this place, but we did. So when that acknowledgement happens, when the acceptance happens and the radical responsibility happens, then you are able to realize that your perception is everything. And we're going to loop it back into this example where my friend had her son at the event and wanted to get him something further and was coming up on this limiting belief that resources were limited, but instead she acted as if she did have it. Come to find out she did have it. It was a different way of money that coming to her. So it was a new stretch. It was a new pathway. It was a new neural pathway. But it still happened. And what this does is it expands your capacity to see, to perceive, and it's letting more light into your actual physical body. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? You're allowing more light into your physical body. You're creating spaciousness in the cellular matrix. And what you're doing is you're speeding up the timeline for your manifestations, because we talk about manifestation and we can manifest intangible things very, very, very quickly. Intangible things can happen like at lightning speed. That example is actually tangible. I can manifest anything I want that's intangible. I can have it immediately. If I want to shift my frequency and get out of a funk mentally or emotionally or whatever, I can shift it immediately. When it comes to tangible things, and this is where I was going with this whole light and quantum and this soup and everything, the form is dense. It's just dense. It's pretty dense. Our bodies are pretty dense, but like my body's not as dense as the steel that is holding up this standing desk that I'm recording this podcast on, right? The steel is more dense than my body. If the two had to collide in one way or shape or form, it would not feel good to my body because the steel is more dense, right? So your thoughts are not as dense as the paper money that you're wanting to manifest, or the gold money, or whatever. I'm not even going to get into that rabbit hole. It's a whole thing, but I may start a whole other channel around that one day. Anyways, when you want to manifest and it's not going as quickly as you want it to go, keep with it. Stay with it, because the universe, the 3D reality that we call existence and life, it's just taking a little bit more time to catch up with you because it's denser. Okay, it's just dense. It just moves a little slower, but it actually is speeding up. This whole quantum reality is speeding up. Why? My argument would be because our awareness is expanding so much. There's so many people who have woken up. I remember having conversations back in 2020 with my sister, and we were like, whoa, this is it. Like, people are finally starting to awaken in mass, right? COVID being what it was what it was. And I've shared very openly with you that I had been waiting for it since I was a very young child. So when it arrived, I knew what it was. And it was absolutely this catalytic moment of awakening. And I'm not trying to spiritualize anything. I'm just talking about literally how we are being and evolving as a human species. This is a deeply physical process. I talk so much about embodiment and so much about the physical somatic reality of this whole manifestation thing, because you're manifesting 24/7, guys. Don't you realize that? Like, I will always come back to, you have to take radical responsibility for every single little inch of your reality. Every single thing. Now, you don't have to take radical responsibility, but the universe does have a way of reminding you when you decide not to, when you decide to avoid or ignore or whatever. And we're all human, we all do it, right? So be gentle with yourself if you're avoiding something. But you can't avoid it forever. Especially, not if you're the kind of person that's sitting around listening to this kind of a podcast. It's going to be in your face more and more. And that's another consequence of reality speeding up. This relationship of light and thought and intention and getting back what you sow, what you plant and sow, reaping it quicker and quicker. One of the realities, or one of the consequences for that, is that you will absolutely feel the dissonance. If you are out of alignment, you will feel it faster and more intensely. It's not a bad thing. Let it happen. Embrace it. Embrace it. That's where shadow work will start coming in. If you haven't done a whole lot of shadow work, be gentle with yourself. Let this process happen. It's happening to more and more people every single day. And it's really a beautiful, transformative process. But if you're going to fight it and resist it, or say oh, I want to stay the same, it's going to hurt. It's going to fucking hurt. So just don't just let it happen. Right. Okay, what else do I want to say to you? Oh, first of all, I do want to share that tomorrow, I'm recording this on the 19th of January, 2025. So tomorrow is the 20th, and at noon Mountain Time, I think it's noon, maybe it's 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Uh-oh, now I'm going to get in trouble. In the afternoon on Monday, January 20th, which I know is Inauguration Day in the United States. However, without being too distracted by the theatrics happening there, a colleague of mine and I are going to go live on Instagram. So watch the channel, watch my stories if you want to participate. We're going to go live because I love this woman. She lives on the East Coast in Boston, and she and I connected because we are hosting very similar retreats, actually at the same place. She's hosting in April. I'm hosting the last day of May in the first week of June. And we are our audiences are so similar. You guys are going to love her. You're going to love everything she has to say. I can't wait for this amazing conversation. Anyway, we're going to be going live tomorrow on January 20th. But as far as quantum manifestation, I know that you guys are way interested in this. I've been developing this method very acutely and with great attention to detail for the last 2 years. So I am starting to reveal that more and more. And there's been so much interest lately that I'm actually doing a free masterclass on January 30th. Okay, so if you are not yet on the wait list for that, please reach out to me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison and just DM me and say, I want to be on the wait list for the masterclass, the Quantum Manifestation Masterclass. And I will make sure that me and my team have you down. You're not going to want to miss this for so many reasons. Number one, this is the best time to get in on the manifestation game. And if you've been on the manifestation game for a while, good job. But like I said, it's been harder up until this point to manifest quickly. And now it's just getting easier and easier if you know what you're doing. Because like I keep saying, you're manifesting 24/7. So if you're getting mixed results, or if you're getting things that you are not liking, you are manifesting that, but you're going to be getting it quicker and quicker and quicker. So we want to do any kind of little fine-tune adjustments that we possibly need to do to your process to make this year an amazing success for you. Because just between the airing of my last podcast episode where I was talking about how extraordinarily volatile 2025 is going to be, just in the last 5 or 6 days, guys, I can't even keep up with the news cycle, which I don't really stay that connected with. I'm much more of just kind of like an observer at this point. But wow. TikTok's gone. It's banned. Oh, it's back. Oh, but I don't know. Is it going to go away again? What is cryptocurrency? Oh my God, it's the only thing out there. Wait, what is it? Who's the president? What's happening? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And it's only going to get more volatile before we level out. And I need to look at the astrology a little closer, but it's going to be a solid 1.5 to 2 years before we feel any kind of woo, things are settling, because we are birthing a new paradigm. So when you are in labor, you don't give up and walk away when it's just starting to heat up. That's when you go deep. So in this masterclass that I'm hosting on January 30th, we are going to go deep together. We're going to settle all the way down and start asking ourselves, okay, how the fuck do we manifest in a way that makes sense, in a way that's in alignment with our highest and best good, not just individually, but collectively, because we are here to make an impact. We are being impacted whether we want to be or not. How do we flip the script and impact that? Right? There's so much fear happening right now because no one knows what's happening out there. You don't need to know, because the only thing that matters is what's happening in here, in you. Your internal reality creates the external reality. Full stop. The end. The end. This is excellent news, okay? However, I want you to be equipped, because if you're not equipped, you're going to keep manifesting the way that you have been up until now, and it's just not going to cut it this year, babe. It's just not going to cut it this year. Okay, I'm going to get off of my soapbox. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging in with me on the podcast. I will see you again. Tune into the live on January 20th on Instagram, and DM me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison to let me know that you'd like to be on the wait list for this Quantum Manifestation Masterclass. You absolutely will not want to miss it. Okay, talk soon. Bye.